year I try to give food and I give toys to organizations to help. But I'm going to tell you, I gotta pay for my own family, and it sucks. But you guys have gotten very comfortable living off of the government. And the very thought that you might not get your cards in November has got you guys screaming all over the internet. Meanwhile, you had no problem spending $1,000 food hauls at Costco and showing all the internet, all the food you get, and dancing and laughing, and even some women like very sarcastically being like, oh, you mad?
Hey guys, look, if you're one of the creators on here complaining about your temporary loss of SNAP benefits and you're trying to figure out why you're not getting a ton of support and sympathy, it's because most of us recognize that what you're actually complaining about is no longer having access to our money, no longer having access to our money. Like that's really what you're complaining about.
Lock in, fuck niggas. We about to fact check this shit. First, if you fuck with me, check out that podcast. Let's get it. What the hell are you talking about? I think people are forgetting that SNAP benefits are literally a temporary fix. These programs have time limits, and after that time limit, you have to recertify to get back in the program. And the crazy part is, most people that are on SNAP are people like you and I. It was reported that 70% of people who have SNAP and Medicaid have full-time jobs, meaning most people on SNAP pays taxes. You are basically saying that just because an individual falls in hard times, they shouldn't join a program that they can benefit from, even if they paid for it. If you really want to know where your tax dollars are going to, it's the Department of Defense. In 2023, 5,000 of our taxpayer dollars went into the military. But you're mad that you potentially paid $500 for SNAP benefits? I mean, 70% of people who receive SNAP benefits are either elderly, children, or disabled. But we already know how you feel about disabled people. Reports also show that only 48% of people receive SNAP benefits for over 20 months. And I'm confused. I thought this was America first.
Did y'all see the video of the man saying that white people were mad because they thought SNAP benefits were only for black people, and now that they're mad that their food stamps are being taken away too? What? Except I lived in the South, so I have seen this before. Matter of fact, my best friend, I met her in college and she was pregnant, okay? That little boy, sweetest little boy, but she was on like WIC and food stamps and healthcare and everything too, right? As she should be. She needed the help. She needed the assistance, okay? We were driving the car one day. She would not shut the fuck up. She was like, I'm so mad at people taking my tax dollars and blah, 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 and we shouldn't be paying for other people's healthcare, and I don't want to pay for other people's food. And I finally go, girl, you know you're the other people, right? And she was like, huh? And I was like, the health insurance that made you be able to take your little boy to the doctor yesterday, I paid for that. The food that you eat, that you put on your table, I paid for that. My tax dollars paid for that. Like, you are the people that you're talking about. How are you going to sit here and trash talk people when you are the people? Like, you have WIC, you have food stamps, and you have health insurance for you and your child. And you're going to sit here and trash talk people who use government aid. What? And anyways, they're mad now. They're mad now that their shit's being taken away too. Okay, did we all share the brain cell today, or what?
Baby, white TikTok is in a frenzy, and while I have my voice right now, I'm going to use that hoe. They don't understand how their SNAP benefits are being cut off in November. They literally thought when they heard SNAP benefits, it was only going to hit the black folks, okay? Now, I'm going to say this. When the government shuts down, it does not just shut down for one particular group of people. It shuts down for everybody and they fucking mama. So yes, white people in the Midwest, these Appalachian white folks, y'all ain't gonna have y'all shit either. Now I am gonna say this, when you decided to vote for that man, you put a wild card on the table during Uno. You don't know which way this man is gonna go. And no, I am not blaming Democrats once again. They are holding the fucking line for the Affordable Care Act and Medicaid. Something you white folks on SNAP need. So y'all better buckle up. Now, if there's an uptick in shoplifting in grocery stores, if y'all see that shit, be like Pam on Martin. I ain't seen jack. Because we ain't seen none of it. Now, food banks are going to have a hard time because you already got federal workers that don't have any benefits whatsoever right now, are not getting paid. You also have people in the armed services that are not getting paid, that are lined up at those damn food banks. Now you got over 40-something million people that will not be receiving their SNAP that's going to need food as well. So I do expect an uptick in shoplifting. Do what the fuck you got to do to survive.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Teresa.
And I'm Scholar, and if you're new here, welcome to Sister Talk Reacts.
So now that food stamp benefits are getting cut off, guess who are mad? A whole lot of white folks are really mad.
Yes, and for years, some of these same people were getting online and yelling, get a job or stop living off the system. But now that the grocery prices have skyrocketed and as SNAP cuts have kicked up, black folks are reacting like, welcome to the club. We have been telling you about the system and don't care about none of us. But people are making memes and people are realizing that the SNAP benefits were not only benefiting only the black people, but everyone in general.
And the world part is, most SNAP users have always been white, but stereotypes have everybody think it was black issues. Now that the benefits are shrinking, reality is kicking in for everyone.
Yes, but before we dive in ahead, let's first watch how people have reacted to the white TikTok on SNAP benefits, and then we are going to come back with our full commentary at the end of the video, so stay tuned.
We need to prepare for when they crash out, because when they realize that no SNAP or EBT for anyone also means no SNAP or EBT for them, J6 2.0. So many people have been swinging around their chainsaws acting like they're too invincible to get cut. Well, this one about to cut real deep, because come November 1st, when those SNAP and EBT payments do not come through, it won't be black folks hurting the most. It won't be Latinos hurting the most. It will be white folks hurting the most, particularly white women. Because as we have been saying for years, statistically, white people, especially white women, get the most benefits from the government. I'm talking housing, I'm talking SNAP, I'm talking Medicaid. Yet historically, black women have been the ones who have been called welfare queen, even though the actual welfare queen herself was indeed a white woman. And black men have also been called lazy for receiving aid from the government, but they're not the demographic who receives the most aid from the government in the first place. And the fact that this group of people don't know this to be true or pretend like it's not true means it's going to hit even worse when push comes to shove. Black and brown folks have always known how to make it work, okay? Systemically and historically, we've had to go without. We've had to rely on community. We've had to make much with the little we had. While most of these folks haven't experienced that, even when on hard times, the need for and availability of community is not the same. While the urge to help a neighbor is present for some, it is not accepted widely. Not in the same way to when it is done culturally, when all you have is each other. So though some are capable of community, a lot will struggle because they don't know how to be present in community. So when that check don't clear and they realize it was also them who were being addressed when they were talking about people wasn't gonna get their SNAP and wasn't gonna get their ABT. When they realize this, they will lose it. And historically, we have seen what happens when that group of people lose it. So don't just prepare for the lack of benefits, also prepare when it comes to safety measures. You've seen what goes down amongst each other when people get desperate. Think about what happens with them when people get desperate. When people start pointing fingers at other groups. When people start gathering together, if you know what I mean. Keep an eye out for what's going on with these SNAP and EBT benefits and prepare for whatever may come next. Keep going and stay safe. Bye.
The food stamp card.
Yeah, food stamps. I've been on them multiple times before, and I'm very curious what this privileged white lady has to say about them.
That program is supplemented by our tax dollars. Now, have you ever thought about what is the majority of those SNAP cards being spent on?
My guess, on foods that people have access to help keep them alive.
10% of a SNAP card's money is spent on soda, Coke, Pepsi, and 70% is spent on like highly processed foods.
Yeah, when people asked her where she got her information, she said Ken Berry, which if you don't know who that is, congratulations, but let's just say his information, not very reputable. I found the real info though. 40% of every food purchase dollar was spent on basic items like meat, fruits, vegetables, milk, eggs, and bread. Another 40% on prepared foods, dairy products, rice, beans, and other cooking ingredients. And the last 20% was spent on sweetened drinks and foods. Sorry if people buying treats bothers you.
Does anyone else see a problem? So not only are our tax dollars buying the food that's making people sick, but now our tax dollars get to clean up the mess.
You know, I get it. It's gotta be tough to watch people struggle to buy what they need in order to survive instead of purchasing the hundreds of dollars worth of supplements you sell on your profile. So for anyone struggling out there, I'll tag Shannon and maybe you can go and educate her on what that struggle really feels.
Somebody get me the fuck off of white TikTok. Like, for real, get me off of it. I need black people to start commenting ASAP because I'm over there and them asses are talking about, oh my God, do y'all know SNAP benefits come from us? We give out SNAP benefits. It comes from us. It was created for y'all. The first white person to receive SNAP benefits was what, 1939? And her name was Maybelle and she lived in New York. And baby, when black folks tried to get it, they excluded them. Sharecroppers as well. And then white wholesalers manipulated the program and profited off of it, leaving black folks out to the dust. Now what stopped that shit was the Food Stamp Act of 1964. 64, y'all. My mama was born in 65. So let me get this straight. White people, y'all have benefited off of food stamps longer than any other race in this fucking country. Black folks just got that shit for real in 1964. Hell, we got that before we got our voting rights. And then in the 1980s, y'all got pissed off that we were getting actual help. And y'all started coming up with the trope, the welfare queen, saying black people and black women in particular were using food stamps to get over on the government, leading to increased restrictions and eligibility. Restrictions only harmed low-income people of color. i.e. black folks. As of 2023, 37% of white people in America are on SNAP, 26% are black, and 16% are Hispanic. So who's really living off our shit? Y'all get on my nerves.
Baby, white TikTok is in motherfucking shambles because they don't understand how EBT benefits are getting cut off November 1st because a lot of them say they didn't vote for it, but they voted for Donald Trump. And see, this is the problem when you play a game that you think that isn't going to motherfucking affect you, but it's going to affect everybody else, and you feel like it's not your problem or situation to deal with. Things will directly motherfucking affect you. You voted for somebody that didn't give a fuck about you. You also voted for somebody that didn't give a fuck about your neighbor. So it indirectly affected you, and now it's directly affecting you because you didn't even know what you voted for. Most white men and women in rural states and rural areas, they are low income and they get benefits through the state. Dummies. And a lot of them voted against those benefits by voting for fucking Donald Trump when they just thought that he was going to deport all the immigrants. They're crying because they're like, what are we going to do for Thanksgiving? What are we going to do? My benefits are going to get cut. I don't know. I didn't vote for this. Yes, you did. Yes, the fuck you did. Sad because now their vote is going to affect millions of people all because they wanted to be racist. Ain't that a damn shame? Fucked up because of the uneducated bunch of people that decided to vote for this man. Now people have to actually suffer behind the hands of them. They are the problem, and I don't wish them any pity. I don't wish them any harm. I wish that they would disappear. Deal with the consequences of your actions. Don't ask for help and figure it out on your own. Actually, how about you ask Donald Trump for help since you voted for him?
Instead, if you're on food stamps, you get a pre-selected box of meat, bread, rice, food staples, and fruits and vegetables. No more handing you a debit card filled with other people's cash for you to go load up on Oreos. The goal here is to keep you from starving because taxpayers do not need to bankroll your junk food pantry or your health.
Here we go again. Another person who gets on social media and is immediately showing their privilege and is judgmental and discriminatory towards people using SNAP benefits. Look at the current state of this country. The majority of people even using food stamps or benefits do not have a livable wage because we are allowing billionaires and corporations to set the standard in this country. You do not have any right to judge people for how they use their food stamp benefits or how they're feeding their families. I work in healthcare. Do I want everybody to live a healthy lifestyle and to eat healthy foods and prevent disease? Yes. But the social culture of this country oftentimes prevents that. I have patients that do not have safe housing, do not have a safe place to even cook food, are working 60 hours a week and still can't afford their rent, let alone food. And you're simply stating, please don't use our tax dollars to buy junk food. You're not helping the problem. You're supporting billionaires and corporations that are further making it unlivable in this country so that rich white men can go on and live happy lives. You're not helping. You're making things worse by adding judgment to people instead of lifting them up into a better aspect of their life.
Am I a bad person because I got a little smile on my face when I found out that 42% of the people that receive SNAP benefits are white people in red states?
For those of you laughing because I'm on welfare, I just want to show you something real quick. This is my upcoming pending deposit for SNAP EBT for November. If you are laughing at me right now because you think that I'm going to suffer come November, you better think again. I know how to work the system into my favor. I know how to get what I want. I have multiple sources of income, and that's where a lot of you go wrong. You rely on one source of income. But if you had multiple, if something like this were to happen where EBT gets shut down, you still have your other sources of income.
When I see posts like these, my initial thought is, what the hell is wrong with people? And then I go, wow, this guy might have just been fed with a silver spoon his whole life. He's never needed help. He feels like he will never need any kind of assistance in the future. Because for you to post stuff like this, why are people worried about 42 million people losing SNAP benefits and not worried why so many people are on SNAP? Okay, that is something that we can address later on. What is about to happen within the next few days should be worrisome to everyone. People of all ages, of all races, are going to starve. But let's forget about the post for a second and let's talk about this comment that Joe says illegal migrants make up 48% of recipients. That is made up and completely fabricated to make you guys hate immigrants. Because a quick little Google search, and according to the USDA, 35% of recipients are white Americans. And if their definition of migrants is for the Latino community, only 16% of recipients are Latino. And do you know who qualifies for SNAP? Citizens and legal immigrants. So instead of asking why so many people are on SNAP from your point of view, let's use a little bit of critical thinking and ask, why are so many people still needing to be on SNAP while they're working? And why don't you ask that to the millionaires and billionaires who have employed them for such a low wage?
Seeing white people in real time come on this platform with the realization that SNAP benefits is the same thing as food stamps and EBT, it's quite comedic. I can't lie, it's a little funny. And not funny, haha, funny, weird, because they did the same shit with Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act. They didn't realize that they were one and the same. Just two different names. SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, EBT, food stamps, they're all the same, just different. You know, one is just like the government official name. I don't know. That's the thing about racism and being racist. It's a sickness. It's a disease that's generational, if we're being quite frank. And y'all don't want to heal from it. Y'all don't want to get better because you feel like you can stand on some imaginary pedestal instead of, I don't know, instead of allowing everyone to get benefits that make all of our lives better. You will cut off your nose to spite your face. You will shoot yourself in the foot in the name of making things difficult for a demographic that you just don't like, for something that they can't change, their skin. But then you don't realize you're hurting yourself too. And a lot of these politicians, the only color they care about is green. Money is their god. Money is who they serve. I don't know what more you need to understand. That it's not like a left and right thing. Yes, most of the time, unfortunately, because we do live in America, it is a black and white thing. But it's also like an up and down thing. A lot of y'all, especially white people, need to realize that you are the third estate. You are the proletariat. You're not the bourgeoisie. That's not how that works. But again, your racism that y'all don't want to get rid of, that y'all don't want to let go of because it makes you feel better about yourself, has now caused all of this to come full circle. I don't know, like, why are y'all mad? Y'all voted for this. And then saying y'all didn't vote for this is kind of crazy. Y'all gotta stop saying I didn't know. That's not a valid excuse. We have Google. There are so many different platforms for you to obtain information from. I don't know is not good enough. You voted for it. You wanted that man in there. And he don't care about y'all. He don't care about none of us. We're not in his circle. Why do y'all really, like, you see how much of a nasty sickness racism is? It's caused all of this BS. And y'all can't cure yourselves until y'all face reality and admit that you're sick. You have to, first part of recovery is admitting that you actually do have a problem, that you have a sickness. You know, so let's start from there. But y'all don't even want to admit that. So I guess.
I'm begging you creators here on TikTok to stop taking the rage bait about these SNAP benefits. Stop taking the rage bait. There are people just like the DoorDash girl that want to make content to rage bait you so that they can get paid out by TikTok. Please stop taking the rage bait and scroll on by these people. Do not put money in their pocket. Now, SNAP, who everybody likes to call food stamps. The people who are receiving SNAP are as follows. White, 7,472,711 people. Black, 3,965,406. Mexican, 1,909,347. German, 1,307,783. Caribbean, 1,077,087. English, 908,911 people. Asian, 681,981. Puerto Rican, 564,496. Italian, 544,618. Dominican, 270,000. French, 258,000. Polish, 242,000. Cuban, 240,000. Scottish, 170,000. Chinese, 170,000. European, 170,000. Norwegian, 121,000. Salvadorian, 117,000. Dutch, 111,000. Swedish, 102,000. Filipino, 100,000. Vietnamese, 95,000. Haitian, 90,000. Guatemalan, 89,000. Russian, 84,000. Jamaican, 84,000. Ukrainian, 71,000. So for all of you fucking Americans, everybody is on that are American citizens or permanent residents are on SNAP. There are people in every race in this country on SNAP.
Honestly, this might be the wake-up call America needed, because when poor, white, black, and Latino families all struggle together, you start seeing who the real problem is, the system, and not each other.
It's funny, but it's also sad. Everybody realizing the same thing. We are all in the same boat, and it's sinking pretty fast.
What do you all think? Do these SNAP cards finally prove that struggle doesn't see color? Or do you think the SNAP benefits do benefit everyone indeed? Tell us in the comments below how you feel about that. Finally, credit goes to all the respective owners of the clips and content used in our video. Your thoughts and perspective made today's work possible.
And if you found this video helpful and you really want to see more of this, kindly give us a thumbs up. And also, if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe for us. We really appreciate if you do so.